Welcome back to the Storyteller's Forge, a podcast where we talk about all things TTRPG. I'm Pat Edwards, and I am thrilled to be joined once again by the one and only Case Aiken. Hey, Case.
Hey, Pat. Thank you for having me back on.
I mean, anytime, my friend. You are always a delight to chat with, both on and off the microphone.
Yeah, it's not like you and I don't have like multiple group chats going simultaneously.
I mean, we talk about how we became friends. We met at a con, but really we're two sides of the same coin. We feel like very much the same. I feel like we both have the exact same takes on a lot of things, or we'll text each other something and be like, I was just about to text you that same thing.
Yeah, we're certainly nerds of a feather.
Yeah. Again, if people did not listen to the last episode you were on, give us like a 60-second plug on Case.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Case Aiken. I am a content creator outside of the day jobs and stuff, like all the boring stuff. So I do podcasts, I do YouTube videos. The podcasts are Another Pass, which is a movie show, and Men of Steel, which is a Superman and Superman adjacent appreciation show. And then I do the YouTube channel for the podcast network, which includes both episodes of the podcast in video form, but also their own video, like separate videos, such as Superman Analogs, which is a video series about characters like Superman. And so that's the stuff there. And then as far as like what relevant to this is that I'm a TTRPG enthusiast, and so I do a lot of homebrew myself. I participate in build contests online, especially at the Giants in the Playground forums. I do I DM a ton. I have been doing a lot of like homebrew privately for as long as I've been a D&D player, which goes back to 3rd edition. But in terms of public stuff, I've only more recently started like posting those to like D&D Beyond and stuff like that.
I feel like you are somebody who should do this professionally. I'm just going to tell you right now on mic, so it's on wax. I think you, as someone who's been a player in your games, you are truly a masterful GM, and I always have a delight. And it's been too long, by the way, so that's an offline thing. We need to talk about that when we can actually play a game again together.
Yeah.
But today you've joined us again to take another look at a project that is currently funding on Backerkit. We are taking a look at the latest offering by two Starving Gnolls. Get them a sandwich, guys. Come on. Their new book, The Exorcist's Codex.
Yeah. Now we're both lapsed Catholics, right?
Yes. We're both. Yeah, listener. We just mentioned how we are very much cut from the same cloth. Both raised in Catholic households and have taken hard left turns. Both literally as far as our political leanings and our values, and spiritually as well. Yeah. Non-practicing.
Yeah. So it's interesting to think back on like how I would have interpreted this in my youth versus more recently, and I'm particularly in that headspace because I actually like went back to my Catholic high school to see a production of Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, which also just opened up feelings because it was just like, oh yeah, of course, like well obviously God did this thing, was the thought process when we did it in high school, and now it's just like, all right, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it makes total sense.
I was kind of in that sort of headspace thinking about like where I would have interpreted this versus now. Not that this is like super reliant on you being like a pious Catholic or anything. We're dealing with the fantasy of like both obviously the movie The Exorcist and then sort of like that like Van Helsing kind of like investigator type thing. I haven't played it, but I'm gonna guess that there's similar vibes to like a Call of Cthulhu style, or at least just the era kind of thing that this sort of like goes for. There's like a little bit of a noir-y kind of vibe to the character designs in this.
Oh yes, 100%. Just to give you a little more insight, I'm just gonna read the blurb right from the page. step into the 1890s and take on the role of an exorcist, demonologist, spiritual medium, or one of several other paths in the battle against ancient demons. And it looks like they use, I always butcher this word, chaosium. It's like eum, a sub add on the end of chaosium. Chaosium, is that how you pronounce that word?
Where? Oh, I see it. I have never seen that word before, so chaosium is how I would say it. Yeah.
That is the basic role-playing system. It's a very... I'm not super versed in it, obviously, by my fumbling of the word itself. But it did a real cursory search. It looks like something that is pretty easy to pick up if you have any role-playing game experience and not overly crunchy. So I appreciate that, because I'm someone who plays... I think that's one area I feel like you very much enjoy the crunch. And
oh yeah, for sure.
I think that's one of the few areas you and I will divert a little bit. I'm not super crunchy with my role play. I just love the storytelling. I love the role play interacting either as a player or as a DM. I just really enjoy that aspect of it. This is more the social aspect of TTRPGs.
Yeah, I mean, I think that depends on like what you got into the game specifically for. Like, there are games that I really want the crunch, and then there's, I also play Fate, which is a very crunch light game system. Which it just kind of depends on like what you're going for specifically. Like, I do enjoy it as a gameplay thing, and this game seems like it will have some decent fun to be had in terms of like character sheet building and so forth.
It jumped out to me because I always appreciate when, no, don't get me wrong, I still love the classics. It's something, if you came to me and said I'm running a campaign, it is high fantasy, swords and wizard staffs versus evil dragons fighting in castles and across magical realm. I'm like, fuck yeah, sign me up. Let's do this thing. I don't care if I've done this 100 times. I want more of it. That being said, I also really appreciate when someone is taking a swing trying to do an RPG game in a more unique or a less used setting. And this is very much that, both with the themes and then like the time period. That was an interesting time period, around the turn of the century, 1890s. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like, and they tell you this, that basically this starts, so you have a lot of choices or nuance with your character, but it looks like the choices appear to be all some kind of character that's embroiled in this world of the occult, presumably fighting on the side of good, trying to keep the darkness at bay. And the players have been called to do an exorcism. It looks like the start to remove a demon from a person, and it is quickly learned through this encounter that there is a much grander evil scheme at play, and then it looks like it becomes a noir, as you said, noir mystery unraveling what are these archdemons trying to do, or how are they trying to corrupt society.
Yes, and this is a unlike the last thing that we talked about, like this is a lot of stuff that this kid is providing.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just taking it all in.
This is a very robust... Yeah, no, there's a lot to digest here. This is a very... I will give the two Starving Gnolls a big compliment. They have put a lot of work and thought into this crowdfunding page. I think sometimes I'll see some of these and they look very thrown together, the page, kind of slapped together. They have put a lot of work into this, really giving you a lot of information about the book to help you, decide if it's for you. I love this art. This art style again is also so new, because you said very noir, very very realistic, or realism, I would say. A lot of detail on this art, which I think, again, kind of like the last one we reviewed together, fits the vibe of the book, right? You don't want it to be too comic booky or cartoony when we're talking about such dark and heavy themes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, did we talk about how there's a video?
We've not mentioned it.
Yeah, there's a video trailer on this with like acted out.
Should we watch
portions.
It live? Again, I say live as in live for you and me. I'm clicking the button. I'm seeing how long it is. Oh, it's 2 minutes. So you can't hear any of this, listener, but I'm watching the video. Okay, I kind of already want to stop. That's really scary. Okay, if you like this, if you like horror, if you like this, if you like exploring demons and exorcism, this is for you. Even just the animated trailer is very spooky. Creepy possessed girl, kind of rocking back and forth.
Yeah, no, it's very much doing The Exorcist.
But I feel like in this time period, it's even more scary. Like the further away from technology.
Yeah, like where you don't have the comforts of modernity to sort of like insulate yourself from it all.
Right. Yes. I don't like it. I'm scared. And I mean that in a good way. I don't like it because I'm scared.
Yeah.
This is crazy quality, this trailer.
Yeah, very well done. I mean, considering that it's not like a film production or something like that they actually went, like I've worked in film production doing these kind of backing things, and like you can shoot this pretty impressively for not that much. I mean, like a lot of what's doing the work here is like the Foley, like the sound effects, like really like making everything seem so strong. But this is not that kind of a project. This is a totally independent and TTRPG project that they're doing. So like the fact that they have the resources to like get the to shoot a commercial for it is very impressive, and it looks really good.
This is really okay. I'm on the part. So some of these, if you're curious about the roles, we've got private exorcist, guardian sister, spiritual medium, demonologist. Yeah, the quality here is really next level. Just the production quality, just the art, the text. These folks know what they're doing. And again, reminder: there'll be a direct link to this in the show notes, listener. So if you want to come and check it out, as of the day of us recording this, there are 14 days left, 2 weeks in the campaign, and they're crushing it. They're already. I'm going to go to the stretch goals because they're already deep into the stretch goals. We're going to talk about that. Let's talk about it because there's the initial book itself, and I'm scrolling down to the stretch goals. This is my Pat is vamping to get the thing he wants.
Yeah, I will say like they are doing very well, but it's still a worthwhile project. I will also say this is not my genre. Like it's like not the thing that I'm a huge fan of, and part of that is that like the occult and like demonology and all those kind of things, and this is why I brought up the religious standpoint, were things I was more fascinated by when there was a part of me that wanted it to be real. And it is harder for me as a person who has become more cynical, at least of the religious components, and facing that. Like not to say that I can't like role play it all, but I will. But in terms of like, is this like where I go in my head? No, not really. Like it's not the first type of one that I would do.
I think I would agree. I would be a player in this game. I don't know if that I would,
I guess that's the thing. I would definitely play.
This is my vibe as a GM. If I would be a good GM for this,
right? Because I don't have like the back knowledge of this. I don't think about like occult shit all the time to like sort of. I should have asked if I was allowed to swear. I'm sorry.
You did. I already did a cuss.
Okay,
it's fine. You're good.
Yeah, like I just don't think about that, and that's sort of a thing you need to be when you're a GM for kind of a big. Weird world that you're putting out there. Like you need to live in that world in your head, in some regard, and like think about the logistics and think about how it all operates and who's there and like what your players are doing in that world, in a way that like I could be a player, but in terms of just like jumping out at me, I'm like, yeah, it's like the art's really cool. Like this is definitely like a high quality production. I can't second guess any of that. Like it looks fantastic. Like all this stuff looks so cool.
I have a few friends I'm going to send this to because I feel like it's very much their vibe.
Yeah. I have a friend.
I'm at the stretch. So they are into the stretch goals now. We've unlocked the premium hardcover upgrade. And then we've also, I'm not affiliated with this project at all. They've unlocked that. And they've also unlocked an additional scenario. So another sort of looks, I think, in their terminology, a scenario is kind of like a side quest or an extended encounter, more than just a single encounter in like D&D terms, but it looks like, another mystery or maybe another possession to deal with. And then they are really close to unlocking the next stretch goal, which would be 2 more scenarios. So yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm trying to look at these talismans. If these are things that you actually get physically, because there's talk about these sort of magic protective talismans in the game, but I'm trying to look. Are these actual physical things? Can you get a cool little?
They have pictures of them. Let's see if you actually. Oh yeah, there's like part of the Backerkit because there's a note about that they might be different. Like the pictures are representative of it, but each one is like made with like slight variations.
Oh, cool! Like handmade. So yeah, you can actually get like a little physical talisman. I love, especially if you're gonna play. I like things like that. Unfortunately, the vast majority of my TTRPG playing is virtual, just because of the nature of the people that I play with and where we're located. But I do cherish the rare opportunity to play an RPG in person with folks, and then have as many props and physical pieces as possible. That just is so fun and delightful and such a one-of-a-kind human experience. It's the best. Literally, it's the best thing ever, playing these games. That's why we do this, dear listener. Yeah. Well, I think we've kind of, I mean, Case, do you have any other finer points you want to hit on? If not, I think...
I mean, yeah. Like, I'm honestly overwhelmed a bit by just, like, how intense this project is. Like, it's a really big system that if you're into that kind of occult stuff, I think this is really worth checking out. I think that it's a very thorough and very well produced project. Like, obviously the amount of interest is going to reflect that. You know, like they're doing really good work in terms of their publicity. But you can see, like, they have a ton of photos of, like, the materials that they're putting together for this all. So like there's a lot of bang for your buck. There's a ton of people invested in this. So I think it's definitely worth checking out if you're into that kind of genre. And if you're not, I think it's definitely worth, like, thinking about who you know who is into that and passing it on to them, because it looks like a really cool project.
And just putting some numbers with that, this is definitely a sprawling campaign that could take you, I mean, the core book is over 300 pages long, which is big. That's a chunky boy. And, you know, I talked about earlier how some of these stretch goals are unlocking new scenarios. They have one here they talk about called the Demonic Symphony is one of these scenarios, which appear to be these sort of extended encounters, or even you could even call them side quests. But this one scenario is 96 pages. So there is a lot. This is something. This isn't a little one-off that you're going to do. This is a full-on campaign. I would imagine if you're playing once a week on average or something, this is going to be a year plus maybe of your time of gameplay for you. So this is something to really, you know, there's a lot to chew on. And to your point, Case, you know, as far as bang for your buck, right? You're talking. You know, you can get the core book for as low as $45. You know, and that is, again, that's part of why I love TTRPGs too, because I know the books on themselves, it's a lot for a book, or, you know, you'll see them ranging from like $45 to like $100. You know, when we sell hardcovers of ours at cons, it's usually $100 for like the Black Ballad or something. But I mean, you're talking about hundreds of hours of gameplay and entertainment with your friend. Your friend, I said singular.
Yeah, singular
your
friend,
one
yes.
friend. Friends. But so this is something, again, yeah, I would say if this is your vibe, if you are really into sort of a dark vibe, noir, the occult, fighting off demons, also this time era, this aesthetic, the 1890s, early, you know, 1890s aesthetic, this is 100% something you should get yourself a copy of. And it's coming. You know, they're already blown by their goal. So there's no question of will it get published or not. This is coming out. But I would highly recommend, if all that sounds interesting to you, click the link, go check out the Exorcist's Codex, and support 2 Starving Gnolls, guys. Let's get them fed. Like, come on.
Yeah, they've been starving for how long? That's not right.
So long. Well, that's all for us, I think, on this for now. Case, is there anything else you want to shout out, plug, talk about, mention?
Nope. I'll just circle back to my my earlier plug, which is if you want to find me on socials, you can find me on Blue Sky at Case Aiken, and check out my podcast, Another Pass and Men of Steel, and check out the YouTube channel for Certain POV Media. Those are all my things.
I highly recommend the Another Pass episodes about Legend and The Shadow.
Yes, both of those excellent episodes. With a really handsome guest.
Oh, stop it, you. Uh, well, I think that's all for us for now. Thank you so much for joining us once again in the Storyteller's Forge. Now go forth, build worlds, tell stories, slay monsters. Bye.